Hey guys, Non-Life Investigator here, and welcome to the first video on this channel. Now, if you somehow manage to stumble upon this channel by the grace of God, please stick around. If while you're at it, feel free, to drop a like, subscribe, and without further ado, let's begin. Now, the game we'll be covering today is a game by the name of NIN Online. Now, I haven't played too long. I started like a day ago at most. So don't hate me too much if I say anything that you don't agree with. Keep in mind is my opinions, and feel free to leave comments down in the description what you think, your own opinions. Now, this game, I don't have too much information on it. Like I said, I started recently. It's only I only been playing for about 2 days really. So yes, there might be some things I don't know about. I'm just going off of the opinions off of basically what I've experienced so far. But we're going to start with the pros. Pro number one. This game is mostly RP based, which means it ain't no real story for you to follow too much. They do have quests, but it ain't really no real story to follow. So most of the stuff you'll be doing is RPing with your friends in your guilds and whatever else. This is also going to be a con for later because it does have its issues of its own with this system. Like, yes, this is a good part. This system isn't too bad itself because yes, the idea of people not being locked to story and being able to do what they want, yes, is a good idea when you think about it, but it also comes with a lot of problems. But before we even talk about that, we'll come back to that later. Let's move on to pro number two. Pro number two. This game has a lot to explore. This map is huge. This is a big map. This is a pretty big map to explore. This is a lot to explore, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because it means there should be a lot for you to do. I haven't been to every area, but that means with all this, there should be a lot to do. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It depends how you do it. Each area is different. They have different enemies with different levels and sometimes even bosses. So it's some cool stuff you could try to grind and fight. That's one of the main points in this game is you're going to be doing a lot of enemy killing. And that's just how it is. And you get to take it in. It makes the world more lively since there's more to do. There's more to explore. And now, pro number three. And this is a big one for me because PvP is not forced, but it is encouraged. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of games now, especially when they open world, more of MMOs, let me say. They love to try to force players to fight against each other, especially players who are clearly on different levels, like clearly just a difference in power scale because of those who just started and those who've been playing the game for a long time. And a lot of games be like, okay, you have to fight a person once you get to a certain level. You're forced to do it. In this game, thankfully, no. You can fight people and have your PvP on, but you don't have to. Let me explain. Because this will ruin a lot of people. And yes, y'all can call it a skill issue. Yes, fine. You know what I gotta say to that? You damn Skippy. I am trash. I'm sorry if I'm not good at a fighting game. I work a 9 to 5. Don't get on me too hard. I ain't a Discord mod in somebody's basement. Okay? Understand this. Now, you can't. The thing with PvP is, yes, you can have it on because it's worth it. You get when you have PvP on, you get a 25 bonus for XP and drop rates, which makes you a little higher and a little luckier. Now without it, you don't get you don't get higher drop rates and you don't get an EXP boost. So the risk all comes down to whether you want to take the risk of possibly being attacked. Because I'll be honest, people will attack you in this game, but they not to a whole degree of toxic. I'll kill anybody on the spot type of toxic. So yes, you can take the risk. I don't think you really lose too much except for having to spend money when you die, but besides that, you don't really lose too much for dying or not fight or having PvP on. And same with the PvP off. Yes, you don't have to have PvP on. You'll have a little bit of a harder time getting stuff, which can be annoying as hell sometimes. But it's still possible. Now, pro number 4. This one. Customization in this game is pretty crazy. I won't lie. There's so much you can customize. There's so much ways you can customize your avatars. There's a bunch of stuff you can customize your avatars with. There's tons. From just vest, mask, accessories, and all types of things. You can customize your character to be as you want it to be. And there is a downside to this, and I'll go back over that in a minute, because that's one of my big peeves too with games and how games do it a lot today, and it's just a part of gaming now, which is annoying to say, but it's true. But with that, we're gonna move on to our cons. Now, the cons, boy, let me tell you, I've been waiting to list these cons, because oh my god, there's some things in this game that just aggravates my nerves so badly. And it's because it's so common in games, it's almost normal, and it's aggravating because it's not a good normal, it's a bad normal. And it's so common, but it's like there's nothing you can do about it because of that. And the con number 1, let's get into that first. So remember how earlier I said most of this game is RP. That's mostly what you're gonna be doing is RP, and you can pretty much do what you want. See, now that was partially true. See, because the problem when it comes to RP based quests and stuff in games is it means you always have to rely on an actual person with a higher ranking to do stuff. And y'all may think that's not a big idea, but for people who are busy and can't wait for that, that means you have to wait for people to because some people, they'll just be lazy. Let's keep it straight. You have to wait on people, and some people, they'll be on, but they'll be lazy. They just don't feel like putting up with doing the RP quest thing. Or there'll be nobody online, which I get. Not everybody can do that. People have their lives, people have things they have to do. But that's where it becomes a problem, because RP means waiting on people who can't always be there, or you can't be there when they on, and all types of stuff. Meaning nothing ever gets done properly. And besides having to rely on RP, the only other real quests are basically dailies, which you can do. They give good XP, but you can only do 4 times a day, unless you have what we call a reset scroll. But these daily reset scrolls you don't get too often, so you don't want to waste all your daily reset scrolls, and then okay, now when I really need them, I don't have them. And that makes it such hell, because besides daily quests and RP quests, there are other quests. It's just quests that you have to have a certain level, and the game doesn't really make a big mention of this, which means when you first starting out, if you're not trying to read a bunch of just dialogue and BS, you're most likely just going. A normal player most likely skip through the dialogue and just be like, okay, what do I do next? But then if you look at the map, there's no markers. Even if you expand the map, there's no markers around. There's no indicator for a quest here. Even right here, there's no indicators, which means you won't even get an indicator for a quest until you reach the level required for a quest to pop up. Which means you wouldn't even know how to get any more quests until you just go around to a different area and just keep looking. And when you might as well just be butt booty confused, because that's what I was. I was butt booty confused and just walking around for like hours trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. And see, I didn't even know where I would go to level up, because I thought quest would be the main way. But since quest isn't the main way to level up, You pretty much have to explore this entire map and find. It doesn't. Keep in mind, it doesn't tell you where you go next. You just have to explore these areas and fight the enemy. Hope you go to an area with enemies around your level, and fight those until you have enough. Until you think you're strong enough to find an enemy for whatever the next level is. If you get what I'm trying to explain, you basically don't know what area you go to grind in. You just figure it out, or you have to ask somebody. There's no guide on where you go to grind or where to level. So you just kill things for hours until you eventually hit a level to where you can do another quest, or until you think you can find another area that gives better XP for you to grind, which is very annoying. Con number 2. Oof. The clothing. Yes, while you can customize a lot in this game, while you can customize a lot about your character, it always comes with a price with these type of games. With any games actually nowadays, it always comes with a price when it comes to customization. And the price in this game is the premium currency NC. I kid you not. NC pretty much can buy you any cool thing in the game. Pretty much any cool cosmetics. It's pretty much. I wouldn't say pay to win, but it's pretty much just fine. You the most dripped out richest person because you buy it. And usually, yes, there's options of player shops, and you can usually sometimes buy stuff from player shops. But as you know, in friggin' RPG games, MMORPG games, trying to buy from a player shop is hell, because it's always gonna be overpriced as hell for no reason. Like, just because we have inflation in real life, we don't need it in the game too, okay? I don't need the struggle in the game too. Like, get this. $4.90 is the cheapest you can get. $4.90 for $4.90. It's almost $5 for $4.90 for 490 NC. Which isn't really enough to buy anything good, because as you can see, this is like a $4.90, but everything mostly in this shop is about $900 or more. So keep that in mind. Even if you buy the $4.90, you can't really get anything with that. And even if you were to buy something like the 1,990, that's $20. And even with that, at most, for $20, you could get 2 things. At most, maybe. Do we not see the issue with that? Like, nigga, I work at Walmart. I'm not making money like that. Okay? I ain't Epstein with a whole damn island and shit, okay? Give me a break. I don't make that much. Jesus. Lord, I don't got that much money, man. I can't be spending $20 just to be able to buy maybe 2 cosmetics in the game that are simply to make my character look cooler. Like the G's. Anyways, let's move on to con 3, the last con on this list. Travel. Honestly, it's cool. Traveling around, yes, it can be fun. And I haven't explored too much. I've only been to like these few areas up here and maybe right there. And sometimes it can be a hassle, because you gotta understand, this is a really big map. Look at all of it. Look how far some of this is, right? Just look how far some of this stuff is from the Leaf Village. How many zones you got to go through just to get to some of these areas, right? And like it's not natural. Some of these, it's just not natural, man. And see, that brings me to the next thing, because say you was in the Leaf Village and you wanted to get all the way over here to, maybe you're just trying to get to the Blood Puppet Factory. Look how much you would have to go through just to get to the Blood Factory. Even if you tried to go this way around, look how much you would have to go through just to get all the way to the Blood Puppet Factory. That's ridiculous on foot. And yes, they have mounts, but I'm pretty sure you have to get a summoning scroll, which is like a 1% chance of you even ever getting. which makes it even more horrendous and makes you want to just break down into tears. Because imagine you have a quest over there and then you die. If you die on your way over there, or you die when you're there, you're gonna have to either pray somebody come across you, because one, you have stamina. You can't keep running forever. You have to stop every now and then and get your stamina back up. So imagine having to go back and forth between that, or imagine you making your way over there and you die. And now guess what? You either gotta pray somebody comes along and they're nice enough with medic skills to either heal you, or you die, you have to pay a fine, and then you get teleported back to the hospital all the way in your village, and then you got to make your way all the way back over there on foot. There's no fast travel, so either if you don't have a mount, you running back there on foot, and even if you do have a mount, you still going to have to make your way all the way back over there, which is just ridiculous. Like that'll make you break into tears. Because you just be like, damn, do I really want to spend like the next 5 to 10 minutes going all the way across here again, just so I have to make just so I can try to do the quest and then make my way all the way back to my village even after finishing the quest. But that's all the pros and cons of the game. NIN that was the pros and cons of NIN Online. It's a cool this game has a cool concept, but it really could stand to be more beginner friendly and just more friendly in general to the player base, because it does feel a lot. It feels like you're just basically getting screwed over if you're not somebody who has been already playing this game for a long time. But with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think. If you stuck around all the way to the end and you enjoyed the video, please hit that like, subscribe, and let me know down below whether y'all agree with me or not. Let me know y'all thoughts, y'all ideas, and I'll see y'all in the next one.